Hello, bricks and mortar retailers. Welcome to another video that we've got for you today. And we are talking about the 5 costly mistakes that bricks and mortar retailers make and how to avoid them. As seasoned business owners, we understand the challenges and risks that come with running a bricks and mortar store. That's why it's really crucial that we identify these 5 pitfalls and steer clear of them. So, these mistakes can have a severe impact on our business. They can impact things like our bottom line, customer satisfaction, our long term success. And the most important thing for me is the ability for this bricks and mortar store to provide for the lifestyle that we want. So, by understanding and learning from the experience of me, from my experiences and the experiences of others, so from me coaching other bricks and mortar retailers, we can navigate through through these mistakes, and I can show you how to fix them. So, what we're going to do is we are going to stay ahead of the game and we're going to proactively try and fix these mistakes and set ourselves for growth and prosperity. So, I'm going to go through the mistakes. Obviously, I'm going to try and get you to understand why it's a mistake, and I'm going to try and give you some solutions on how to fix them. And so hopefully you then should start to be able to eliminate these mistakes from your bricks and mortar store and build a much better business. But before we dive in, just make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and off we go. So the first mistake that bricks and mortar retailers make has to do with inventory. So this mistake is really big. Inventory management is such a critical aspect of running a bricks and mortar retail business, and failing to maintain control over your inventory results in a whole heap of negative consequences. Inefficient inventory management can lead to excessive stock levels, stock outs, increased holding costs, and of course, poor cash flow management. And the reason for this is the reason that many bricks and mortar retailers have really poor inventory management is basically we have very few resources when it comes to sales forecasting. We really don't understand our consumer demand, and we end up overstocking or understocking inventory. And that's a really, really big mistake because that also ties up valuable capital. Having extra stock ties up valuable space, and understocking just leads to lost sales and dissatisfied customers. The other thing when it comes to inventory is many of us don't understand, we don't track and analyze our inventory turnover ratios. So this ratio is really important because it measures how quickly inventory is sold and replaced. And if retailers neglect this key metric, we may overlook slow moving or obsolete items, leading to a buildup of stagnant inventory and increased holding costs. So, and the last mistake that we make here when it comes to inventory management is we actually don't have a system or procedure in place when it comes to inventory, like basic things like ordering. What is our system for ordering? How are we ordering? Are we paying respect to cash flow? Are we paying respect to supplier discounts? Are we paying respect to the cycles within our business, the seasonal cycles? You know what I'm talking about. So many of us bricks and mortar retailers, we don't have a system in place. And really that's because we think we can run the business ourselves, and we end up doing the inventory management and ordering ourselves. However, when it comes to growing your business, expanding it, it's going to get to the stage where you're going to have to delegate the inventory management. And this is where you'll need to start building up systems. So really important that we have some sort of system in place. So one of the common things that we see, and I'm sure this doesn't happen in your store, is where as a retailer, we consistently overstock certain products. And this is based on really poor sales forecasting. As a result, we're left up with excess stock, and this ties up our cash flow and takes up valuable shelf space. And so basically, we're trying to figure out why we're running out of money. Well, our money is tied up on stock. And that stock that's sitting in our back shelves, underneath the gondolas, can be turned into cash. The other side of it, like I mentioned before, is we're not ordering well enough, so we're not keeping up with demand, consumer demand. So we're constantly out of stock of an item, and that means we're not selling as much. We're directly impacting our profitability and our customer satisfaction. So that's a really big mistake that we make when it comes to inventory. The next big mistake is customer service. um, poor customer service is basically when we fail to provide a satisfactory customer experience within our store. And what happens here, not only do we get negative revenue, we get lost sales, decreased customer loyalty, and basically we damage our retailer's reputation. And one of the main reasons why that we have really poor customer service is, as bricks and mortar retailers, we really have not invested sufficient time, money into actually training our team. And I think that's such a missed opportunity for us bricks and mortar retailers, especially during this age of digital shopping and e-commerce. We have this tremendous opportunity to delight our customers by offering an in-person experience. And when our employees are not adequately trained to handle customer inquiries, resolve issues, or provide even personalized assistance, it obviously results in dissatisfied customers and missed sales. Another reason that we have really poor customer service within our stores is that we basically have not prioritized customer satisfaction and retention. So, and this can be due to a whole heap of things, a whole heap of reasons, basically, because as a bricks and mortar retailer, we probably haven't prioritized. We don't really understand that. But we need to focus on making more sales and building long-term relationship with our customers. And if we don't do that, it leads to a decline in customer loyalty and reduce repeat business. So let's go through a really simple example, and that's of a rude customer. So we all know that uh, rude customer service, I beg your pardon, from our end can really negatively impact our business. It can lead to dissatisfied customers who will take their business elsewhere, resulting in lost sales and definitely damaging our reputation. On the other hand, if we provide excellent customer service by training our staff effectively, resolving issues, empowering our team to provide the full service and take initiative, we can create much better customer loyalty and build amazing word of mouth and ultimately increase our revenue. So that's the second mistake that we need to fix. The third mistake is, as bricks and mortar retailers, many of us, we neglect our digital presence. And it's so crucial online. Even though you're not selling online, a digital presence can result, a lack of a digital presence, I beg your pardon, results in missed opportunities, decreased visibility, and reduced competitiveness in the marketplace. So, and the main reason why bricks and mortar retailers, we neglect our digital presence is that we have limited understanding of its importance. So we may fail to recognize that people are actually using online sources or the internet to actually come into store. If we've been living under a rock, for instance, we fail to recognize that, you know, what portion of our target audience are actively engaged online, and we're actually basically just missing out on sales and leaving money on the table. The other reason when it comes to digital marketing and a digital presence is that as bricks and mortar retailers, we actually don't know how to do it. And the landscape for digital marketing and it can be really intimidating. And it is, especially of those who are not accustomed um, to using the internet for driving sales. And many of us are accustomed to traditional marketing methods. And the fear or resistance can change and hinder the ability to leverage the power of online platforms for brand awareness, customer engagement, and revenue growth. So, one of the basic examples that I see bricks and mortar retailers miss out on when it comes to their digital presence, and you don't need to be fancy, even though if you don't have a website yet, is basically just setting up your Google account, your Google My Business account, which is so important. That is just one of the basic ways to be digitally present within your marketplace in your local area. So if you have not set that up, do set that up. It does not take long at all. It is free. And once you start to have a look at the back end stats, you will realize on how much you were missing out because people use their phone to search for businesses, for directions, to call directly from their mobile phone, to see the opening hours, to look at reviews. So these are all very, very important things. And if you haven't already, you need to set that up straight away. The next mistake when it comes to running a bricks and mortar store is the mistake of pricing. and inefficient pricing. So, pricing plays a critical role with your bricks and mortar store's profitability, and inefficient pricing can lead to missed revenue opportunities, reduced profit margins, and even worse, customer dissatisfaction. And the main reason I think for inefficient pricing strategies is that obviously we haven't been taught as bricks and mortar retailers on how to price. Also, we tend to set our prices too low because we try and copy the big box retailer or the discounter down the road. And if we're not informed about the way we go about pricing, we either set our prices really, really low or really, really high, and we result in missed sales and low profitability. So, the thing that most retailers don't realize is there are so many different pricing models or strategies, and we need to find the right pricing approach that works for us in our store and that works for our target market. And if we're using outdated pricing models like discounting, we're going to be struggling to respond to the market and fail to optimize our profitability in our stores. So, one of the basic mistakes that we make as bricks and mortar retailers is by going down the discounting route. And if we go down the discounting route, we tend to forget what our operating costs are. And unfortunately, many of us bricks and mortar retailers, we don't have the capacity to go down the discounting route, because when we start to discount our prices, we're really neglecting or failing to take into account the cost associated with running our business, production, operation, overhead expenses, and all those kind of things. And when you're discounting, you're neglecting all of that, and basically you're running into negative gross margin territory. So it's it's not a good strategy at all. And we must remember that the big bricks and mortar retailers, when they do discounting, or the discounters, they quite often make up the margin gap from the supplier. So the suppliers actually pay them. So needless to say, we need to understand our target market and price our items accordingly, products and services, and make sure that we have a relevant and efficient pricing strategy in place. The next mistake bricks and mortar retailers make is when it comes to marketing. And marketing is one of those big things that we get wrong, and effective marketing and advertising are critical, obviously, for advertising new customers and driving sales. But when we make mistakes in our marketing activities, which we do all the time, it can result in missed opportunities for customer acquisition, reduced visibility in the market, and also a lot of us are just throwing money down the drain. And one of the main reasons for poor marketing and advertising is basically, as bricks and mortar retailers, we really don't give a marketing strategy enough time to play out. Many of us, we try a strategy very quickly for a couple of weeks and we find it doesn't work, and we move on to the next marketing strategy that we've read about. It's really not enough. And the reason we move on to the next marketing strategy is, one, we haven't taken the time to really understand how this campaign is going, because we don't track, we don't measure. We basically have no idea if it's working or not, or rather, apart from anecdotal evidence. The other big mistake that we make as bricks and mortar retailers is when we do our marketing, we don't really understand our target audience or our target market. And as a result, we don't have very clear marketing objectives. So that's such a big mistake, because if we don't know who we're targeting, then we're going to have a really, really crappy campaign with our marketing. And our marketing messages may not resonate with our target audience or the intended audience or any audience at all. And basically, we're just wasting our resources and throwing money down the drain. So it's really crucial that as bricks and mortar retailers, we develop a well-defined marketing strategy that leverages the right channels and create compelling campaigns so that we can effectively attract and engage our target market. So there we go. That's the 5 mistakes that retailers make and how you can go about avoiding them. If you follow those 5 strategies, you'll be able to increase sales in your bricks and mortar store, improve cash flow, grow your revenue, drive your profitability, and hopefully start to take the steps to work on your business so that you can take a step back from the day-to-day running of your business and start to live your dreams. So, end of the video, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and provide your comments down below. I'd love to hear what other mistakes have you made in your bricks and mortar store. How did you go about fixing these mistakes? I'd love to hear about it down below. Until next time, ciao.